My name is Britton. I've been on my flight journey for the past 5 years, and there's some things that I know now that I wish I knew earlier before I started. So people become pilots for many different reasons, right? Some people want to become pilots because they want to go fly airliners. Some become pilots because they want to go fly their dad's old Cessna around or go explore the backcountry. Some people become pilots to, fly for a business jet operation. There are so many different routes you can take in aviation, and one is not arguably any better than the other. But the challenge lies in, how do you want to get there? For me, I know I wanted to get into aviation on the commercial side. When I was a child, I got to fly on a commercial flight once. And that experience made me realize how much fun it really is to be in the air. And ever since then, I have wanted to be in the air. I remember when I was a kid, I sat on the sidewalk, saw a little airplane in the sky, and just said, I want to fly that airplane. And 16 years later, here I am today. It's really challenging to get in aviation for just the money. People who are in it for the money usually drop out and get frustrated. But for those who love to fly and love to be part of aviation, it's a lot different for them, right? They have much more positive outlook on the industry compared to, oh, I put all this money into flight training just so I can make some great money, but then at the end, it's not working out for them, and then they end up pretty bitter about it. So, I mean, you're gonna have a much more enjoyable time in this industry if you do it for the love of flying rather than the love of money. Someone who's just chasing the money, trying to find a career, nothing wrong with that, right? But you're gonna have a lot more avenues opened up to you compared to someone who has blinders on and is going, nope, I'm going from flight training, I'm going to the airlines. But there's so much more enjoyable experiences along the way, like talking to other pilots, getting to fly in a random person's Bonanza on the way home from work. I mean, that is what makes aviation fun. Those experiences make it all worth it. And you meet people who can help you get kind of insight to the industry, right? Maybe even job offers in the future. Like this guy that you met at Walmart talking about airplanes with an airplane shirt on. He may own a King Air. He's like, hey, I need someone to come with me sometimes. Do you want to right seat me and be my second in command? And that's a great avenue, right? That's what love of flying gets you. Whereas if you're just chasing that bag, right, you have the blinders on, you see the big fancy 737, and you miss out on so many other opportunities that you would get, if you looked around you and enjoyed where you're at. If you want to start flight training, then first step you got to do is look into a flight school near you and schedule a discovery flight. A discovery flight is when a CFI will take you up in one of the school's airplanes and let you fly the airplane around. This is going to give you the idea of flying really is something you want to do, right? It's a very large investment, and you want to make sure it's something that you enjoy from the get-go, rather than taking a blind jump into something just because it seems like a good idea. I personally recommend looking into schools and seeing what the options are around you, and then taking a discovery flight one of the schools you're interested in, right? See if their program, their airplanes, their instructors are something that you want to invest your money and time in. There are three main types of schools, right? There's Part 61 schools, which are gonna be smaller operations, generally kind of pay-as-you-go operations and out of smaller airports, smaller operations. There's Part 141 operations, which means that the FAA oversees and approves the syllabuses that the schools have to follow. So there's a much more oversight and more strict curriculum. And there's Part 141 college programs, which is similar to a 141 program, usually a little bit longer because they're associated with coursework. Like a semester is usually assigned to flight lab. So for your semester 1, you're a private pilot. Semester 2, you're an instrument. Semester 3, commercial, and so on. So finding out what school works best for you and what best fits your needs and your individual goals will make your school selection process much, much better. Some of those 141 programs, like thrust flight, for example, are accelerated, which allows you to get your flight training done quicker compared to thrust flight, where it's about 8 months because we're accelerated. College flight schools are about 4 years because of 4 years bachelor degree. Picking a flight school is really based upon your goals as a pilot. Do you want to fly on the weekends recreationally, or do you want to make a career out of it and go to the airlines? These different factors make you think about, how much does a flight school going to cost? How fast is the flight school? How many students are there at the flight school? Is there study groups? Are there different events that the flight school does that makes your flight school experience much more enjoyable? Especially based off of speed, right? How quick do you want to get through the program? These are all based upon your individual goals as a future pilot and things that you really need to consider when choosing a flight school. Whether it's with the flight school across the street or here at Thrust Flight, we'd love to see you. But go and do some research, figure out what's best for you, and go book that intro flight today. We'd love to see you in the skies.